If you've got sore knees, this will help. And I know that because I used to have knee problems too. But there is something that you should know, and that's that I lied. Yes, in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna show you exactly how to fix your knee problems. But if you only listen to this video, if you don't actually do what it is that I'm about to show you, then nothing's gonna change. But I will bet that you knew that already. So if you're serious about bulletproofing your knees long term, do the thing, keep coming back to this video, work your way up and through the progressions over time, and I guarantee it will help your knees become pain-free. Let's get into it. So the first exercise that we're going to be going into is the sissy squat. Now, if you are someone that wears barefoot shoes, this is an absolute must. It works your quadriceps, your calves, all of the stabilizing muscles in and around your ankle, in and around your knee joints, while also stretching out the underside of your foot. So not only is this going to be really beneficial for people that have got both flat and arched feet, but also working your squat through a full range of motion will increase your mobility and decrease your overall risk of lower body injury. Now, of course, this is quite an advanced movement. So I'm going to show you some regressions that are going to flash up on the screen after. But if you're doing this one, the full advanced sissy squat, we're going to get started with 60-second clock to perform as many controlled repetitions as possible. And we're going to be starting that in 3, 2, 1. The other three options are about to flash up on these parts of the screen. Choose whichever option is best for you and join in as soon as you can. All right, nice. So my quads are pretty toasty about now. Hopefully yours are as well. We've got a minute's rest while I explain the next exercise, which is just enough time for you to like this video, to share it with a friend, and of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you need a little bit of extra time, you can always put me on pause. So just remember, take this workout at your pace. Exercise number 2 is the hamstring walkout. Now, where the sissy squat was working the quadricep muscles on the front of your leg, the hamstring walkout is doing the opposite. It's stabilizing the backside of the knee joint. The back of our body is responsible for the majority of our force. Really important that we work our hamstrings. They should be very powerful, very well developed. And if they aren't, that can lead to knee, hip, and of course, back pain. So if you're doing this movement, again, we're setting a 60-second clock where we're doing as many controlled repetitions as possible, keeping the hips up off the floor for the duration, just like the other time. The three other movements, again, are going to be flashing up on these sections of the screen in the order of difficulty. Select the option that's best for you and join in as soon as you can. We're going to be starting this in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I said let go. Oh, nice job. So next up, we're going to be putting some yin into our yang with a little lengthening movement called a Jefferson curl. Absolutely love this one of my favorite movements out there. Key with the Jefferson curl is to try and unfurl your spine vertebrae by vertebrae moving as slowly as you need to. So we want our spine to almost be folding forward. You're gonna stop wherever you feel a sticking point or tightness before continuing the rest of the way down. When you're at the bottom of that movement, which is where you can comfortably go no further, you're gonna just hold that position for 2, maybe 3 deep breaths, and then slowly furl your way back up. If you want a slight bend in the knee while you do that, that's completely fine. This is gonna be strengthening and lengthening the glutes, the hamstrings, the lower back, the sides of our body, with both weaknesses in the knees and posture able to be remedied with the Jefferson curl, and of course some proper core training, which I strongly recommend you do. Now, this is a lengthening movement, so I'm not going to be offering any regressions, but you can progress this movement if you've done it before and if it feels very comfortable, just by holding a small weight to help you build up strength through this range. Now, again, we're going to be doing 60 seconds on the clock just to perform as many controlled repetitions as we possibly can. And the goal is to move slowly. It's to move under control through the greatest range of motion that we possibly can. And we're going to be starting that at 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, movement number 4 is the Pike single leg lift. It sounds very fancy, and that's because it is. This one, we're going to be taking ourselves down to seated. The hardest version of this movement is to draw the resting leg in towards you, to wrap your arms around that leg, and then we're going to be contracting into the muscles on the top side of this extended leg just to bring it up and off the floor. Now, there's going to be a lot of muscles that are working here, so do not be surprised if you start getting some cramping in your quadricep or in your hip flexor. You can either stop and give it a little couple of hits just to get the blood going again, or you can keep pushing through that cramping. But it is a very good indication that this is a range of motion that you're not particularly strong in, so that should really help cement the importance of doing this exercise. The first variation for this is to use a wall next to you, just for a little bit of support, and that takes away the need for the same level of compression just by lifting straight up. And we can progress this one even further by lying down on our back. And if that's too much, you can do it in a chair with either bent or straight legs. Because this is a single leg movement, we're going to do it slightly differently. We're going to do 30 seconds continuously on each side altogether for a total of 60 seconds on the clock. The goal, as with all of the other movements, is to move slowly, to move under control. We're going to be starting that in 3, 2, 1, let's go. The last movement, movement number 5, the last one to really bulletproof your knee joints, is the reverse Nordic curl. Now, nothing that the Nords have ever done is easy, particularly when it's in reverse. So I'm gonna demo this movement from easiest to hardest, and this is the only one where even I haven't actually managed to unlock a full 60 seconds on the most difficult of the options, at least not yet. So the first variation, the easiest one that we can possibly take, is actually gonna be a high wall sit. Now, the clue's in the name on this one, but you're gonna want to find a wall, just like this. This is drywall. Then gonna sit against it with your bum above your knees. That's really important. And the reason that we're doing that is we want to be trying to imagine driving or extending our feet away from us, like we're trying to kick a football, without them obviously moving. We're not looking trying to kick our feet out from underneath us. But what we are looking to do is just build that mind muscle connection. You're gonna be extending your feet away for the count of 5. We're then gonna be relaxing into it. We're then going to contract 5, relax into it for that full 60-second work period. Now, if that's too much, all you're going to do, or if that's too easy, all you're going to do is you're going to grab this pillow. We're going to find a bit of carpeted floor or a yoga mat like I've got here, and then we're going to place it just on top of our calves. We're going to keep the top of our foot flat against the ground, so laces down, and then we're just going to be sitting back into it and then sitting back up. The goal is to keep the chest up nice and tall as we do this, but you may find yourself needing to modify a little bit just by leaning forward as you sit down, and that's totally okay. That's still gonna help the strengthening of this movement. And then if we wanted to step it up again, we get rid of the pillow, we take our feet a little bit wider apart, and then all we're gonna be doing is sitting back and down between our ankles, or as close to that as you can get, and then coming back up for reps. Now, lastly, the most advanced position, this is where we're gonna have a little bit of fun, is the full reverse Nordic. Again, sitting up tall, feet apart, drive the hips through, and then we're gonna be leaning back with a straight torso. And the gold standard is actually to get your head to the floor. I can't do that. And then we come back out without breaking at the hip. Okay, so again on this movement, we're working for a total of 60 seconds. You're gonna be performing as many controlled repetitions as you possibly can. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. And there we've got it, 5 exercises to bulletproof your knees in 10 minutes. Now, if you're ready for another round, I want you to stay exactly where you are. I'm gonna take you through another full set of all 5 exercises without me talking. But if you want 5 more very high impact exercises that you can integrate into your daily routine, I want you to check out my free daily practice on our website. I'm gonna put the link in the bio down below. And for those of you that are on TV, you can scan this QR right here. If you are calling it here, then your knees are probably gonna feel better tomorrow, but they're probably going to start hurting again soon. So coming back to this video, it's completely free. Keep working through the progressions, starting at the easiest, working your way up if you have to. It will help your knees become pain-free. And as always, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on more great content like this. But for those of you that are staying for another round, I'm about to shut up, which is a rarity. And we're gonna start again with exercise number 1 for another set, which was the Sissy squat. And we're gonna go for 60 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I said let go.
Timothy, it's time to take over.